Ain't no sunshine when she's gone. It's not warm when she's away. Ain't no sunshine when she's gone, and she's always gone too long. Anytime she goes away.
I think we're getting carried away with the whole war on drugs. Drugs are very dangerous, but there's a lot of things that's very dangerous. The question is who should regulate danger? Should we assume responsibility for ourselves, or should the government take care of us? And I don't believe in the nanny state. If you do have regulations and laws, they should be at the state level, not at the federal level. We didn't even have a federal law until 1937, and here we are. We have spent hundreds of billions of dollars in a very unsuccessful attempt to regulate drugs. What about a sick person dying with cancer, goes out and uses marijuana when it was legalized in a particular state like California, and the feds come in and arrest him? I mean, there's so much violation there of common decency and the Constitution, and it makes no sense. The drug war is a total failure, and the federal drug war ought to be revisited and for the most part gotten rid of. It's about time we just do this. Get rid of the prohibition. Let the regulation go back to the state. Regulate it like alcohol, and with the real regulation come from the individual and also the family and the parents of the community. That's what prevents drug use, not some federal thug coming in with guns and arresting some kid and throwing him in prison for life. That makes no sense whatsoever. And right now today, there's so much violence today, not because people use drugs, but because they're illegal. You know the people who benefit the most by all these laws? These are the drug cartels. They lobby to keep these laws in place. They can't exist without them. You don't have the Al Capones now because you don't have prohibition of alcohol. Prohibition is what is bad. And this does not mean we endorse personal behavior that is not beneficial. It just means who regulates personal behavior. And it shouldn't be the state.
If we are skeptical of government promises, we have to say, well, at least let the people take care of themselves. For instance, in medical care, if they can't deliver on the medical care, which they can, at least let the young people opt out. If they can't provide Social Security for us in a lifetime, why can't the young people get out of those systems and take upon themselves the responsibility? The government defaults all the time. Most people think a default is the government quits sending the checks out, and if the government closed down, they might have to wait a week to get their check. That's a different thing, and it's probably not going to happen. But the default comes anyway. The debt will go down, real debt will go down, because they are going to debase the currency, devalue the currency. They're continually doing it. It's just not happening fast enough for Bernanke. He wants it to happen immediately, which to me is an immoral, irresponsible position to try to destroy the value of people's savings. We're supposed to be encouraging savings. That's where the capital comes from. So we need to change attitudes. We need to repeal Keynesianism. We need to believe in freedom and sound money and understand why you don't need a central bank to do this central economic planning. And then we could work our way out of here. We could get ourselves back on our feet again within a year if we would just get the government out of the way. But I work on the assumption that all empires end for financial reasons, and when they get stretched too far, and I think we are, and our empire will end because we're bankrupt rather than because we have deliberately changed our policy. I argue we ought to just change our policy on money, welfare, and warfare.
Ain't no sunshine